and start recording. Cool, you can play some music.
This for all that I've done. And I showed you that I loved you more than once. There's nothing left there to decide. Said you might trip me once.
I can hear twice.
It's coming through the stream. So you're on Mixcloud? Go on Mixcloud.
Yeah, I just deleted it. Press X.
You good now?
Mm-hmm.
Will you go on Mixcloud, check?
Yeah. I'm gonna quickly send this message.
Freedom to us has always been a trick. Freedom to you has always been equivalent to all you did. Seen it in you one too many times. Said you might trick me once. I won't let you trick me twice, no. Freedom to us has always been a trick. Freedom to you has always been equivalent to all you did. Seen it in you one too many times. Said you might trick me once. I won't let you trick me twice, no. I won't let you trick me twice, no. I won't let you trick me twice. I won't let you trick me twice, no. 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 And I paid my dues for all that I've done. And I showed you that I loved you more than once. There's nothing left there to decide. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me twice. Trick me, I won't let you treat me. Say that I pay my dues for all that I've done. And I showed you that I loved you more than once. There's nothing left there to decide. That you might trick me once. I won't let you trick me twice. I won't let you trick me twice, no. I won't let you trick me twice, no. I won't let you trick me twice, no. I won't let you trick me twice, no.
Don't stop now. Go damn, Jody look good and I'm thinking about getting at her. Okay, time to whistle at her. Go damn, Jody look good and I'm thinking about getting at her. Okay, time to whistle at her. Go damn, Jody look good and I'm thinking about getting at her. Okay, time to whistle at her. Go damn, Jody look good and I'm thinking about getting at her. Okay, time to whistle at her. Go damn, Jody look good and I'm thinking about getting at her. Okay, time to whistle at her. Go damn, Jody look good and I'm thinking about getting at her. Okay, time to whistle at her. Go damn, Jody look good and I'm thinking about getting at her. Okay, time to whistle at her. party with me. Oh, I'm so fly. Oh, mommy, come and get me. Sit it down, back up, bring it on back up. Move it till you feel something hard in your back. Huh? I'm doing my thing. So baby, keep moving your thing. I'm doing my thing. So baby, keep moving your thing. I'm doing my thing. So baby, keep moving your thing. I'm doing my thing. So baby, keep moving your thing. Come right back.
everyone. Oh, you can see me twice. I wonder why that is. We're going to change that in a second. Okay, cool. I'm just going to... How cool was that music? If you're just tuning in now, welcome to Series 2 of Jagged Jungle. And we're back in lockdown. I did the first series in lockdown, and I'm doing the second series, which was planned out of lockdown, by the way. We were going to do this face-to-face, and unfortunately, we've had to do it over Zoom. Anyway, I'm going to bring in my guest very shortly, but first I'm going to give him a quick intro. Cool. So, I discovered Fallon on the promos and featured him on number 22 for the first time on Jagged Jungle. We're now at number 29, and we featured his single Yap. Since then, he smashed it with over 4 million streams with that one record alone. And it doesn't stop there. He's dropped another banger, Whistle, which was a remake of There It Goes, Juelz Santana, and with a huge support from his previous single, he was picked up and signed by Atlantic Records label Asylum Records. Pretty cool, but still, he's got a few DJ aliases, so I want to talk about that with him. But Fallon is a bit of an enigma. So, he's getting support from, you know, the people like Claptone, Mat.Joe, Gorgon City, Fisher. So I'm excited to delve into the secret of his success and who he is. So let's bring him on, shall we? Ready? Hello. I don't know if you can hear me yet. Can you hear me? I can hear the music still, so I'm just...
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, can you see me?
I can. Yes, I can.
Yay! Success! Easy. There you go.
Perfect.
I always get so worried with these streams because it's always the tech, you know, going wrong. And then beforehand, we were doing this face-to-face with one camera. It was very simple beforehand.
Yeah. Things can go horribly wrong with these. Really wrong. But no, it's working perfect. So that's a nice, easy touch for it.
Where are you streaming in from?
I'm streaming from my bedroom / studio / everything at the minute because obviously we can't go anywhere. So yeah,
we can't. That's it. We're locked. I mean, I have a green screen behind me, but you should see the mess behind this. This is why we have a green screen, because it's like my partner, he's a gamer and I'm a DJ. So we have one side as a music studio and the other side as a streaming lab. So.
Oh, lovely. No, I'm a bit of both. I was actually just playing the new COD today.
You're playing the new COD? Wow.
Yeah. I love my game. So yeah.
My partner's like this next to me, like, yes, good man. Right, he can leave now. He's the tech genius. So I'm the musical genius, and he's the tech genius, and so it's kind of
it's not a bad combination. It's
not a bad combination. So you're streaming from your bedroom, but where in England? Is it in England?
It's in London. It's in Stratford.
Oh, okay, you're not too far. I'm from Crystal Palace.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. You were saying actually we could have filmed there, but unfortunately, with my health, I have to stay very safe.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's very important. Plus, like grandmothers, mothers. It's my mum's birthday coming up on Saturday, and I was like, well, you don't ever want to risk it, do you? And also break the law.
No, definitely not. Yeah. True. That's another big point.
That's another extra point of it all.
Yeah, for sure. But no.
Yeah.
Would have been grand. I live with 2 other Irish friends of mine. I've known them for years. I don't know if you know him, Jay Pryor as well. He's another producer.
Yes, I know Jay.
Yeah, so I've known Jay since I was about 4.
Have you?
So we live together. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we kind of have our little gaff here with all the Irish lads in it.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, I love your accent. It's so contagious.
Thank you.
It's brilliant. Such a lovely accent. I wish, like, I spoke Irish. It sounds lovely.
Yeah, I get that. Not a lot.
You get that? I bet girls say that a lot, though. No.
Well, it's been a while since we've even been outside, so I don't think a lot of people have heard my accent. But yeah, I suppose you do get a bit when you're out. Yeah, especially in London.
Yeah.
Like when I moved over, people would be like, "Oh, where are you from?" and on, get very excited. But now the only 2 people who hear me now are the other 2 lads. So
yeah,
it's fine.
And they're just used to it because they're Irish as well.
Yeah, they don't even bat an eyelid at it.
So let's talk about the success of 2020 for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a bit of a mad year. Bit of a mad one, but yeah, it was pretty great to have.
Did you I'm sure, like when I spoke to Sammy last week, he was like, I don't even realize because I'm always in the studio, head down and focusing on it. So did you realize this would happen this year? Was it like a huge build up for you?
Not really. I was kind of always plowing along. I was working really hard on records, and I kind of set a deadline, like kind of before summer. Let's like go full time music and all that jazz. But this time, just before I released Yup, things were going pretty decent. We had an EP release, the Puro Benito release with Another Rhythm.
Brilliant tune.
And that did a few bits. And then, to be honest, I made Yup to send to my mates who were playing in clubs. I didn't really make it to be a record as such. It was more, let's make something, see if it can go well in clubs. I had no real interest in like streaming numbers or anything, so I just kind of sent it around to a few mates. And then I sent it to Billy Weber, who runs Another Rhythm. And I had a sit down with him and I showed it to him. I think we had a coffee in Shoreditch or something, and he was like, mate, this tune, I love it, and wanted to sign it straight away.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, they said that's how I found you, was through Another Rhythm.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, yeah, you know what, we did well on the last 2 records, let's go. So I released it and I just let it do its thing. I didn't really take much notice. And then people, like, I didn't really know much about streaming numbers or anything. I was kind of going in blind.
Good,
and then my manager Griff and I were saying, this is starting to pick up steam now. And I was like, oh, cool. Again, didn't take much notice of it. And then before I knew it, it was doing mad numbers and labels were getting involved and all that madness. And yeah, it just went really quick, really fast.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty sharp incline from making a few tunes.
Yeah, making a few tunes for your friends. You were like, whoa.
Yeah.
This was literally for my mates. Like, what the hell? And the thing is, I think it's always nicer when you do it for your enjoyment and what you love. I feel like almost the ones that you spend the most time on are the ones that don't hit it as much, but the ones that you've done in like 2 minutes, like they do so well.
That's exactly it.
And you're
That's
just
exactly
like,
it.
what? How is that possible? And then it's so weird how that happens, you know?
Yeah, because I think I finished Yup in a day.
Oh my God.
Like in a few hours. Like I don't think it even took a few hours. It was really quick.
Yeah.
I ended up working on it quite a lot after, like, it was all kind of laid out and stuff, doing minor detail stuff, but
yeah,
it was done pretty quick and
a day.
It just came together. Yeah, it just came together. But I've heard, like, one of my mates, Endor, I heard he made Pump It Up in a couple of hours, like, as well. And it always seems to be, as you said, those tunes that just come together like nothing.
So fast.
That are the big ones.
Yeah. And then I heard that Billie Jean from Michael Jackson, they mastered that track 200 times. They used the second master.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've never heard that, but wow.
Yeah, but like 200 times they used the second one. I was like, it's so true. Like it's always like nearly the nearest mix at the beginning that you end up using, because you sit there, like the mix is never done. You just kind of got to go, I'm done. I'm walking away from this now.
Yeah, you got to hit that point, that exact point, or else you'll be there twiddling with an EQ for 2 years before you decide it's ready.
Yeah. So when Fallon came about, that, because you have a few aliases, right?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've gone through a few.
You have been through a few. So do you want to talk about that? Should we go through? Should we take it back?
Do a timeline.
Yeah.
Well, it all started, and I went under an alias of Enda, which is my first name.
Mm-hmm.
So that was where I started making house music.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that, I had started making really, really bad hip hop beats. Like, terrible, awful. Like, I don't even want to
can
think
you
about
play
them.
one?
So
I want to
bad.
hear it.
I actually don't have any more because it was on a really old computer. I actually don't have any.
Save himself.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually am kind of saving myself. I'm sure I could probably find one or two, but they were awful. They were awful.
Mm-hmm.
So started with that and then got into house music. I can't remember why I got in. I just think it was just a nice sound. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of coming up to the age where I could start going out and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I like this. And then decided, why not start making it? Don't know, just the thought process. I'm listening to it all the time. Why not try my hand at making it?
Yeah.
Slowly kept making it and didn't stop making it. And then released a tune with Jay, actually. It was called Breakup.
Yeah.
And that was the first kind of tune we ever released properly, the two of us, like to the public to listen to.
Oh, wow.
And that ended up doing really well. It was a semi-hit, and then you combine those words, as Dan would call it, Endor would call it. It was a bit of a semi-hit.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones, I don't remember if you remember back in like 2014 and all, tunes would go big on SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. That was about it.
Like the Kygo days, you know, Thomas Jack's vibe. It was a very interesting time because people were starting to do loads of remakes, and it's when remakes started to come about from the 90s, because I think before then it was still too fresh, that music from the 90s. And then there was a huge space where everybody just started to do remakes, and it just slammed. And SoundCloud was amazing at that point. But I loved SoundCloud at that point in time.
It's a shame how it's gone recently, but it was unbelievable back then. So that
it was a powerful tool.
Yeah, it was insanely powerful. It was amazing. That started picking up plays then. Yeah. I think Breakup started picking up plays. I can't remember the sample in it.
I want to hear it.
The sample. It's still on SoundCloud.
Is it? Should we go? Let's have a look. Okay, I have access to my SoundCloud here. So, so is it Breakup? Yeah.
If you type in Breakup and then Jay Pryor, I can't remember which alias it's under. I can't remember. It was under Enda, and then Jay changed the title. So I'd say if you type in Jay Pryor Breakup, it'll pop up.
Yeah, it hasn't come up with Breakup. Hang on. There's a lot of songs called Breakup. Okay.
Very,
Jay Pryor. Let's see. By Now, Nights Like This, 2002. Oh, I can't find it. Go right down to the bottom.
I might be able to find it. Where can I link this? Oh, chat.
Let's see if I can hear it this end.
It's a super poppy commercial organ house tune.
Organ House, the M1.
Yeah, that's classic. My favourite.
I was using that today, actually.
I love that sound. The lads used to always joke that I only used it.
Yeah. So everyone, this is Breakup. This is one of his first tunes that he did. And Architects, was that your another name?
Yeah, that was another name.
Oh, there it is. The Organ 2.
Organ.
It's a good bass line though, man.
Yeah, it worked well.
Yeah. So that bass line was one of the biggest bass sounds of the 90s. Anyone that is unknown to music. Oh, I love the vocal.
I remember
There you go. Oh, amazing. I'm going to put it in the background. Can you hear it?
No, not on the disc, but it's playing on the stream. I can hear it, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. God. Wait, I want to hear the drop. Ready? Let's move up. Woo! This is naughty.
Yeah, it's super of its time.
Do you still play it? Do you still play it out?
No, not at all.
You should. You should do a remake, a Fallon remake.
I think I did try a remake a few months ago, and it just ended up becoming the original.
Did it? Especially when you love something as well. You just I just don't want to change it. It's just perfect the way it is. I'm just happy with it.
Yeah, I think there's just so much nostalgia attached to it as well that I just kind of want to leave it there and let it do its thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of the moment I think me and Jay both realized, oh, maybe we can actually do something with this music stuff. Yeah. Maybe we can actually make it, even saying a word, but yeah. Maybe we can actually pursue this as a career instead of something regular.
So when was that? What date was how old were you when you decided to quit your job and just do it?
I only quit my job a few months ago, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, but this was around, I can't remember, this was 6 years ago, was it? Jesus. Yeah, 6 years ago. And this was probably around the stage where I decided to actually pursue it, because I'd been making music, I'd say, for 3 or 4 years before that. But as I said, it was very bad hip-hop beats and other stuff, and then obviously started producing house, which was also terrible. So I had to learn that. So it was all pretty terrible, and I think it was around this time I decided, all right, let's knuckle down and actually try make some tunes and like pursue it. And then I think I released another tune after that on Selected, which was called It's All Right, which is actually a complete mess up of a title, because in the song it says it's not right, but I heard it as it's all right. But so Jay always takes the piss out of me for that as well.
Oh God,
I called it wrong.
That is.
But
so funny.
yeah, that sampled Whitney Houston. It's not right, but obviously, you know, around those times, copyright was a big thing. There were a lot of these really good remakes getting taken down. So I was in touch with the Selected lads, and they were like, what if you pitched the vocal up?
Yeah.
And at this point, Selected was like the mecca of like producing music. You were just like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll pitch anything up. Just put it on Selected. I'm good with it. So hence the chipmunk vocals that some people love and some people hate. But that did quite well on Selected. I think it got like 700,000 views or something.
I'm trying to think if I might have that version.
It's terribly mixed, terribly
Wait,
mastered.
so when was that? Wait, what was your name under that as well?
That was Enda as well.
Ender as well. Okay. Oh, I wish I had my laptop in the other room. Otherwise, I would have just scoured and checked that. I'm going to check that out later. Because I remember there was a few remixes I had of that. And, I mean, I was a big R&B fan due to the fact that that's why I remade Lauryn Hill, Do Wop. And I did the similar thing. Yeah. It's called Do Wop, That Thing. I called it That Thing, Do Wop, and released it. So it's the same. It's the same thing. You just go, oh shit, didn't check that, did I? Damn it.
Yeah, it was up on, and I've done that as well. I released a tune under Enda as well with, do you know Joko?
Joko? No.
He's a German producer. He's really, really good. But he's making more like houseier stuff now, kind of cooler, more underground stuff now. But back in the day, we were both making, you know, your bait organ stuff. And we released a tune that I can't remember who it sampled. It's your man from Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Astley. We sampled some other song of his anyway, and I found that very funny. Just I couldn't get Never Gonna Give You Up out of my head when I was working on it, but we released that, and I mistyped the master render as Insomnia instead of Insomnia.
Oh God.
So then I sent it to a few places, and they ended up putting it on SoundCloud and YouTube as Insomnia. So that's another mess up I've had. I just can't name tunes correctly.
And this is why it's good to have a manager, peeps, because they stop this stuff happening.
Because you're rendering it out, you're going 200 miles an hour, you're sending emails, and before you know it, someone's uploaded it as Insomnia.
It is,
and they probably think you meant it as well.
Yeah, because you're creative.
Like,
you're creative. Yeah,
he's definitely meant that, and I'm like, nope, just hit the M key instead of the N key. But, yep, there you go.
But yeah, it's very the thing is as an artist, you do go a million miles an hour, and you kind of have to be your own accountant, your own manager, your own booker, your everything, you know, especially at the beginning of your career as well. Let's talk about Yup and your latest single, Whistle. Awesome remakes. Well done for that, because they were like, you were able to release those, which was epic because they're great remakes. Yeah.
Yup was a weird one.
Because it was quick, you said.
Yeah, everything kind of happened quick. It was a weird one because everything happened quick, but at the start of it, like planning the record was quite slow. Yeah. So I rendered it out, and I was kind of giving it to a few mates to road test it and see what reactions it got. And I remember I was with Jay, and he was playing at Fnatic offices for, I can't remember, it was like their 10th anniversary or 15th or something of being a company, like the gaming organization Fnatic. And we were in Shoreditch anywhere at their offices, and Jay was playing it, and Jay played it out. And that was my first time kind of seeing it in a crowd. And I was like, oh God, this is like tech house. I don't know how like the gaming community is going to react to this. Because it's got like just a bass drum and a bass and a few hi-hats and stuff, and it's very minimal.
Yeah.
But it ended up getting a really good reaction.
Yeah.
And I kind of started thinking, oh, maybe we're onto something here.
Yeah.
But then Nick, Jay's manager, came up to me and he goes, is this yours? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I actually might be able to help you get the vocal cleared, which was super, because he knew Khalees's manager. So that was sick. So then obviously was working with Griff, my manager, got in touch with Billy. I don't know what they did. They went off and did their thing in the background. I was just like, woo, might get this cleared, might be able to put it out as an actual record.
Yeah.
So they went off and did their magical manager stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before I knew it, it was ready to go. The sample was cleared. We had artwork. We had the master. Put it out. And I was actually at a bar the night we put it out. I didn't expect anything because I had some playlist from Spotify and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Got like UK house music playlist randomly on Jalen Hurts, and I was like, oh, this is cool. That's my first taste of an actual Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
Liking and putting my stuff in. So I was like, all right, we're on the right path. And then it came out on a Friday, obviously, and we were all, me, Griff, Jay, a few other lads, we were all out at a pub, an Irish pub, no less. And you know, as you do, you check New Music Friday, just as chance your arm. You never know, could be in there. And it was in there.
Yeah.
And that was amazing, because that was a big goal of mine, because like me and a few of our mates always tune into New Music Friday every Friday, scroll through, check it out, see what's coming out, see what's going down. It's just such a nice thing to have. Or Thursday night if you're up late enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of look forward to that every week. And to see it in there, I was super excited.
Oh my god.
And then, I don't know, then after that, it just kept building, got put in a few more playlists, just kept going.
Yeah.
At this time, I was actually still working, so I would kind of just have my phone constantly buzzing in my pocket, and I was like, what is going on? And that was the time labels started getting involved.
Yeah.
I'd have Griff, my manager, like just texting me repeatedly throughout the workday. And I was working in retail, so I started at 2:30 and finished at 11 at night. So all this madness would go on when I was at work.
Oh my gosh.
So I'd be like trying to take calls in the middle of doing stuff and all this, and trying to send texts and check numbers, check live numbers, check who's listening now. And it was madness. I think that's what helped it feel really quick as well, because I was trying to do about 15 things at the same time. And then, Atlantic came through, started chatting. And before you knew it, it was signed, and
that's amazing. So you were signed because the record got signed beforehand. Well, you released it first, and then did they sign the record? Afterwards?
No, it was signed to Billy's Another Rhythm.
Okay. Which
is a sick label.
Yeah.
We've actually got a few more records coming out with them.
Yeah.
And then it was upstreamed to Atlantic from them.
Wow.
So that was mad. That was a bit of a weird one.
And it probably made you think, oh my god, it gives you the yes, the kind of be like, I can do this now, and it makes you want to do it harder and faster, because I think a lot of the time is when you're coming up as well, you think something's going to hit really well, you release it and it doesn't do as well as you thought it would be, and it's like, what am I doing wrong? And then that was kind of like verification that you are doing something right, you're getting the gratification that you deserve, and it made you work harder, and then you created a whistle.
Yeah, for sure. That was kind of like a big milestone, because honestly, I was like, all right, a few more, gonna have to grind for a few more years. It's gonna be a few more, maybe a year or two of a couple of 100,000 plays on each tune. You know, it's gonna be more of that. And you know what? I'm fine with that. We'll just keep plowing consistency and all that. And then even if the track didn't get signed, it was more the fact that labels were getting in touch was a huge driving point.
Yeah.
Like major labels, I was like, okay, I'm onto something here. Like this sound that I'm making is club, but it has that potential, crossover potential. And I was like, all right, like I found the sound, but I found something that works for me and seems to work for people.
Yeah.
So that was a major driving point. I think after that record signed, went on and started making loads of tunes, was super driven. And this was January, February it got signed. So COVID literally happened in March.
Yeah, because
It's
I
kinda started
remember
happening.
it came out. Well, I put it on Jagged Jungle on number 22 of Jagged Jungle. I'm on 29 now, so that was 7 months ago. And I fell in love with it the minute I had it. It's like, you know, when you go through the promos and you're just like going through it, and it's like, oh
Yeah, you're
god.
doing
And then it just the start of it, and I was like, what is this? What is this? And then I had to like move it up and just hear the drop, and I was like, oh, this is freaking amazing. And I got so excited about it, and I think I put it in a mashup, and then Denon and Roland like retweeted it as well, like reposted it with your song starting it off, and it was just because it's such a banger. I fell in love with it. You literally killed it with that, and then obviously, and then I delved into finding Poro Bonito, and I was like, oh, that's a really lovely record. And then Whistle has come, and it's even better. I'm just kind of excited about what 2021 has in store for you, because you just keep hitting them and just knocking them out of the park, mate. Like, they're so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was really looking forward to this year. We had a couple of big things planned.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not going to dwell on it. It's happened to everyone with the whole COVID situation. But yeah, I'm really looking forward. You know, we've got some positive news, a lot of vaccines coming out. No matter what way you swing on vaccines, it's good news regardless.
Okay, that's yeah.
I'm hoping that we'll be back to normal in 2021, and we can all get back to clubbing and having fun.
Going back to your Irish pub and drinking your beer that you love so much. And is there a goal of next year? Like, is there any club that you would like ultimately want to play at?
I've always had a weird obsession with Printworks.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just so sick, just how it's a big, long, just room.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing fancy about it. Like, there's no plush couches over in the corner for VIPs to sit in. It's just a big, like, warehouse.
Yeah.
And I think I just love those spaces. I think they make for like the best nights, because my friend Clooney, he plays in Love Juice a lot. Actually, met Sammy a few times, who you interviewed last week, met him a few times out and about at Dave's shows. Yeah. But he always he's played Love Juice a few times in E1. And I love that club. Again, just a room, people having a good time.
There's no hierarchy either. There's no VIP. Yeah. There's no like the secret room. Everybody is in there for the same reason, because they love music. And I think that's one of the best, clubs like that. And that's how I kind of feel like with Ibiza as well, a little bit. Some of the clubs, it's like that, they're just there because you love the music.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. That just attracts the right crowd as well. You get people who are genuinely there to see an artist or to hear new music, and they're up for it. Like, they're up for you to chat to them. They're having the time of their life. They're great crack. But sometimes if you're in a bit more of a plushy spot, people are a bit more like, I don't know, they're not really up for it as much. Yeah. But I think the venues like that are sick.
Yeah, so you got to get that. Printworks, is it in yes. Is Griff writing this down right now, writing his notes? Like, right, that's the goal.
I hope so.
That's what we're going to do.
So.
Oh, wow.
It probably is.
Yeah, and then, so how did you, so the clearance with Whistle, was that easy to do?
To be honest, I had no part in it. I kind of
yeah, I made this song, try and get the clearance if you can. I'm just going to go back into the cave and make another one.
I think Griff hates it because most of the tunes I make have samples. It's just, I don't know, it's just something I love doing. I love sampling. And I think he hates it when he opens up a new tune, because he just knows it's going to have something in it that he has to go message someone else, and they have to message someone else, and then they have to come back with clearance. And then there might be 3 or 4 parties, so you've got to email 3 or 4 people. And so I kind of send it, and I probably act very naive to what has to happen, but I know what needs to happen. I'm just like, yeah, you guys do that. I'll just keep making tunes over here. But no, it's a bit mad. Like, I don't know how they do it. Yeah. But Griff is on that. He's always on it. So he just bashes them out. Yeah.
And is there like a dream record that you would like to remake, just so he has a heads up before you go and do it?
Not really. I actually don't really have like a record I can think of where I'm like, oh, that one. Yeah. But I would definitely love to work on and like somehow get all original stems of like a Michael Jackson record or something like that. Not even to like, maybe not even to release anything with, just to like hear the raw stems and like kind of see what it did, because or just anyone from there, like any kind of classic records, like really big artists, just to kind of see what made a track. I think that would be really interesting. I think it's in one of Dr. Dre's documentaries or something, and he's working on, I can't remember the track. He got like the original stems from, I can't remember what artist, but he's again just listening to it in the studio. He does a little touch up of it. And I think you kind of get the vibe, you're never going to hear it out, but like just being able to work on it. On the track, yeah. Would be magical, yeah.
I've had something similar with that. With Black Eyed Peas, tonight's going to be a good night. I got a feeling. And the reason why is because Prince Board, who I worked with when I was in a band back in like, I think it's like 2010 or something, he produced that record. And when I started DJing, I was like, I want to produce that. I want to make it into a trap tune. It was when I was into trap. Don't ask me why I was into trap music. I just loved it at the time. It was like tropical trap, and I was like, this is the thing. This is the new music. And trap came and went so fast, like tropical house did as well. Anyway, I did it. Then he sent me all the stems. He went, yeah, give it a go. Sent everything, and I'm hearing like and it's so simple. It's literally the most simple. And you're just like, why do I complicate things so much? I think at the beginning when you learn to produce, you think, oh, God, it's so complicated. And it really isn't. It's such an easy process. If I've still got the stems, I'll send it to you and see if you can look up something. And then you can listen to it.
I can remix Black Eyed Peas. Yeah. That would be a bit of a mad one. I think actually touching on that, I think that is probably the tip that I've had most success from was keep it simple. Yeah. Because I went through a stage where I thought, you need to do loads. You need to be parallel compressing everything. You need to have 17 layers of hi-hats, 6 layers of kicks, like 12 claps and 15 synths to make a big record. And then I remember Yup was actually not really meant to be a tune either, just thinking it was actually more of a practice. I set it out as like an exercise nearly. And I was like, let's make a tune using this a cappella. Yeah. With as little elements as possible. Yeah. Like you're not allowed to put in 15 hi-hats or have like a synth come in every 3 bars for no reason. Yeah. You have to keep it super simple. And I remember that's actually how the track started, weirdly enough. That just came to my head there. But yeah, that's how it started, was just keeping it simple. Yeah. And then since seeing that success, I was like, well, there you go. Just keep it simple. And also, you can get a lot more done in a day. Do you know what I mean? If you do a track a day, that's 7 tracks a week. For sure, yeah. You're not mixing hi-hats for 12 hours. Like, you're pretty much laid out the track, and then it's minuscule things to fix it up. So do you find the sample first and then put it on? Or do you start making the tune, put it into a key, and then go, right, I'm going to find a sample for this? Usually I find a sample first, actually. Okay. It's kind of a weird one. I don't know why. I think it's because when I started making hip-hop beats, I had such a big fascination with Dr. Dre's process and kind of 90s boom bap, where they like got a sample, chopped it up. Yeah. So I always kind of try and find a sample first. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that would sound cool. Or this sounds good. So I'll grab that and I'll throw it in. Yeah. Chuck a few drums on it, get a bit of a vibe going, maybe lay the bass down. And that's it, really. It's really simple. Yeah. It's just finding samples and then working around it to make something fun. Have you tried Arcade by Output recently? No. Okay. I haven't. That will be for you because it's actually incredible. They released it, I think, early this year. And what it is it's like a sample of loads of tunes and they just add to it all the time. It's a little bit like Splice, but you record it in and then you mix the track down to an audio track and then quantize it, and then Bob's your uncle, and then you can change the key, you can add reverb to it, all inside the plugin. It's absolutely incredible. You can take the pitch up, take it down. And you can have strings, you can have vocals, you can have anything. It has everything in there recorded for you. So if you wanted like a live sax, it has it. If you wanted like a catchy house
verse it has it. It's just absolutely incredible. You put what you want in there and then it comes up. I would really check that out, because then you won't have to get clearance, and then you have
yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that.
yeah,
That sounds
arcade
sick.
output. It's honestly, because I've been getting into my meditation music recently, helping a friend create some music for her, and it's been a godsend for that, because the amount of string quartets it has in it, it's just like, this is amazing. I just literally just press the button and it does
Just
it
press
for
the
me.
button and you've got your
Do
string.
you know what I mean? And then
feel
you're
like,
like, saves you so much time. And people, it's about saving time at the end of the day.
True.
Time is
And
money,
Strings, good strings are hard to come by.
They are. They really are. And it's
They can
expensive.
sound really cheap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I recently bought Omnisphere. I've been eyeing it. I've had Omnisphere on my list for years.
And you were
And I
waiting.
saw it, and
Should have
I
waited
was
for
just
Black
patiently
Friday.
waiting. I probably should have, but I don't think, I don't know if they ever do sales on Omnisphere. I don't know, because I remember waiting and I just never got a sale. But anyway, bought it there recently, and there's so much on it. There's nearly too much on it. I'm struggling to get through it, but it's unbelievable. And again, good strings. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I've been using these other strings and they're terrible.
Yeah.
But this is so good. And yeah, I think that's another fun part of music producing, is just finding new VSTs. Mm-hmm. You might use them once, but you'll have fun for the one time you use them.
Well, exactly. Use them once and then forget about it.
And then you might come back to them and make a massive tune because randomly decided to load up Arcade or Omnisphere or whatever it is.
Yeah. What is do you have a go-to plugin that you use?
Big fan of Serum.
Okay. Yeah.
Big fan of Diva.
Mm-hmm. I never used Diva.
It's amazing. Very good. I can't remember. A Belgian producer called Limit recommended me it years ago.
Okay.
Because he was making quite like really nice kind of spacey, melodic, techno-y house vibes.
Yeah.
And I was really into that sound. And I remember hitting him up and being like, what do you use? And he's like, Diva, man. Just get Diva. And I was like, okay, I'm getting it. I was sold.
Yeah.
And then just went through a few presets when I downloaded it, and I was like, this is unbelievable.
I'll check it out. Yeah.
That's definitely top. Serum is just, again,
brilliant.
Really good.
Yeah.
You sometimes use Silent, not as much anymore.
Yeah.
Used to use Massive a lot, not as much anymore. I think Serum is just kind of...
I think it's good that Serum and Silent have like kind of they've partnered with Splice as well, so you can actually download presets with that, because there's a lot of time I like spending time researching like a certain sound and making it through YouTube, and then I spend hours just trying to make that sound right.
yeah, countless hours watching how to make insert artist synth, and you're there for like
how to make it sound like this,
like a sine wave, and you're just like, oh, I could have done this in 2 minutes.
Exactly.
But, okay.
I think it's so handy that Splice has literally put it together like that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I would definitely check out Arcade from Output, because it will be really cool. I'd like to see what you make out of that, and then send it to me afterwards and be like, look what I created.
Look at my Arcade creation. Yeah, for sure. I will definitely look into that.
Yeah.
I love kind of getting new bits and pieces.
It's toys.
But at the same time, but at the same time, I like to be picky, because
if something
you can
works,
really have
it works.
too many.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly. And the things, that's why a lot of people, they always use the same drums now. They just have presets. Like Ben Rainey, when I spoke to him on Series 1, he literally has a preset, clicks it, everything is there, all his drums and stuff. He literally changes the clap and adds some elements on the top. Obviously, changes the key of the kick, and then Bob's his uncle, he has a new tune. And I wish I'd done it before, but like I get so like out of the box, want to be creative. I don't know if you feel the same, but it's such a good way of working, doing it like that, just having it on a preset.
I'm kind of similar to you in the sense, I don't know, I feel kind of like I'm cheating if I use like the same hat or something. I kind of feel a bit guilty using the same elements, but
like Purple Disco Machine.
If it works. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna be out here being like, no, you're not a real producer unless you use fresh everything on a track. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. If it works for people who listen to it, it works. It doesn't matter if it's like the same kick drum for 5 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me. I feel also just sometimes tunes need different drums and stuff to it to create a vibe. Like sometimes you want a really short hat. Sometimes you want a big, long 909 hat. So I think that's kind of why I don't really do that. I do that actually. If I'm ever, I have a preset. If I'm making like hip hop beats and stuff, I'll have a preset with preloaded drums that I really like.
Yeah.
But that's the only real time I've done it.
So do you still make hip hop then?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an area I really want to get into.
Okay.
But at the minute, I'm just kind of making beats, just compiling a massive list of them and seeing what happens when I've got about 60 or so.
Yeah.
And see what can be done with them. That's another, probably a big headache for Griff coming down the line, but yeah.
And like, how has lockdown been for you? Being proactive, being good, being annoying?
See, I think I actually got coronavirus back in February.
Okay.
Kind of late February. So it was kind of, we had a week where me and the lads were kind of going out quite a lot. And it was around the time you were hearing rumors of it spreading. And then Griff was having his birthday and there was loads of stuff happening. The Brits were on, all that stuff. So we were kind of out quite a lot for a week before. And we came back home the day after, kind of the last night out was fine. Day after that was fine, and then me and Jay started feeling really, really rough. Like the worst flu I've ever had, struggling to breathe. And I was like, it's probably nothing. I just lay in bed. But sure enough, 3 weeks went by and I was in bed, exhausted. Just coughing, everything, fever.
Really?
Like the longest list of symptoms I've ever had. And after that, like we didn't think much of it. I went to the doctor and obviously this was proper corona now. It was everywhere. People were going on about it. And he was like, oh, we can't test you or anything, because it was at the stage they were only testing like people who really needed it. And I was already kind of over it.
Yeah.
Don't know for sure if we had it, but
did you lose your taste and smell?
I can't really remember, but I think so, yeah. It was a bit of a weird one. I remember eating and just being like, this is really bland. And probably blaming the food.
Yeah.
thinking, oh, this is bland as hell. But really, it was probably corona, yeah.
That's what, I went to a fitness event, my friend's fitness event. And she had like this like amazing, like 5-course amount of it. And I didn't have any symptoms at this point in time, but my taste had started to go. And then I was like, cupcakes. I love cupcakes. Grabbed a cupcake. I was like, I'll have this. Was eating this thing after the fitness event that we did and couldn't taste it. And I was like, this is really shit. Like, you can't taste anything. They're like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, it's not worth the calories then if you can't taste it. And I was like, oh, God, like, I don't know what's happening to my taste buds, but that does not taste like the normal thing. Came home and then my smell went afterwards, and then I got like the flu-y symptoms, and it was the headache started. And then I contacted my gym and I went, has anybody got this symptom? Because I didn't have a stuffy nose. It was nothing like a cold. It was literally like headache, fever. And like everyone said that they had the same symptom. And then about 3 weeks later, it came out in the news that was one of the symptoms. But I don't think I had it enough where it was, because it was the chesty thing was really tough, like being able to breathe. It felt like a plate on. I don't know if you felt that as well.
Yeah, that was the toughest part of it, actually.
Breathing.
Like you'd kind of wake up in the middle of the night and you were like, oof, this is not
So
good.
Cool. Somebody.
Yeah, you kind of have your phone in your hand and you're like, no, I'll be fine. And you kind of just let it go. But yeah, definitely exact same things. Looking back now, we definitely think it was probably corona.
Yeah.
Because we all get flus. I'm susceptible to getting chest infections a lot. They can get through them pretty sharply, like 2 weeks most.
Yeah.
But like I was knocked out for about 3 weeks. But then unfortunately, right when I started feeling better, lockdown started.
Oh God.
So we went from this mad week of like partying to sick for 3 weeks to lockdown for like 6-7 weeks or whatever. So fortunately, I was like bedbound for 3 weeks, and then it was like, you can't leave your house now for another foreseeable future. So I was like, terrific.
And that was a long time. That was 3 months, wasn't it? We were in lockdown.
Yeah, we were locked down for a while. So obviously you could get out and about and stuff, but like for some reason, me and my flatmates took it very seriously. Ben actually went back to Ireland for a few months. The third roommate. So it was just me and Jay in our house for months.
Yeah.
Just us two. And we were taking it really seriously. And it was a bit mad. We were literally just stuck in the house, afraid to go outside. It was a bit mad. We were going mad at one point. At one stage, I was like, look, Jay, I want to get a bike. Don't know why.
What, a bicycle or a motorbike?
Yeah, a bicycle. No,
oh my God, I felt like that. I was like, we need a bicycle. And they were like, why? You literally need to get a car everywhere. And I'm like, no, this is great. This is a great idea.
I was like, yeah, this will get me out and about. So I was like, we're going to get a bike. So
did you get
that
one?
was when we both, yeah, it was really random. But we had both had enough. We were just like, right, we're going outside and we're getting a bike. And it was around the stage when the weather was insanely good.
Yeah.
So we left our house. And everywhere we went was packed with people.
Yeah.
And we were like, this isn't social distancing. This isn't safe and all. And we were walking like beside people. People were coming up and talking to us just about, I was wearing like a Marilyn Manson t-shirt or something. And people were like talking like really close to me about my t-shirt. I was like, just leave me alone. Like, what is this? Hadn't been out the house in like 3 months.
You're like a zombie coming out. There's daylight. Oh my God.
I was literally so surprised at how like people were just walking around like nothing was wrong. I was like, this is mad. Yeah. And I don't know, I was probably taught like coronavirus, you step outside and talk to someone, like something terrible happens. But I don't know. Well, we went, got the bike, and then ever since then I was like, okay, maybe I can actually go outside a bit more. Maybe I've bigged it up a little bit too much.
Well, I think,
especially considering I live with 2 other young lads, so I'm not really,
Yeah.
But still, you do want to be considerate though, because that's the one thing I found.
It's been hard.
You do want to kind of keep it considerate, but yeah, it's definitely a hard one to balance, because for your own mental health, you want to go out and do things, but at the same time, you want to like follow the rules and all. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one to juggle.
Yeah. But then did you and Jay make loads of music in lockdown?
Yes, at the start. For the first, I'd say, up until the end of summer, we were making like loads of music.
Well, there you go. That's what was great about lockdown.
Yeah, that was good about it. And recently, not so much. I've been a bit...
You go through phases though, peaks and troughs in life. Literally, it's always the way, and you've got to respect that. Like, this might be another time for you to read or do something else, like learn to take up cooking or something. It's just you never know what's around the corner.
Bits and bobs like that,
and you got to go on. Like
we were doing, we were doing kind of bits and bobs. Like we were making hip hop beats, obviously doing different stuff to try and mix it up.
Yeah.
And then I think winter started kicking in.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just after we released the Whistle. I was just really not motivated.
Yeah.
Because also what was kind of affecting it was we kind of had a very busy release schedule kind of lined up before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then just with COVID, it kind of put a stall on the next single. So Whistle got pushed. It was almost a year since Yup was released. That Whistle came out. I think it was 11 months since the original release date.
Oh my God.
So COVID put a huge kind of stop on new music, because obviously we're going to release it through Atlantic, and they were kind of on the fence. They were like, do we want club music now with all this closing down?
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of confusion. But so I've got like 20 plus tracks just sitting there ready to go.
Good. But you're worried.
Few of them are cleared.
Yeah.
So I felt like...
Are they all covers?
I can take most of them. I think there's a few originals in there, but most, I don't know. I think that's just a formula that works for me. I love sampling.
Well, exactly.
So,
and if it works for you, amazing.
Yeah, I like to mix it up. There are a few originals in there, but most of them are, samples.
Are we allowed to hear any?
No, I actually, Griff was actually told me straight away. He was like, don't mention any samples. I was like, okay. Because we've had it before where tunes have come out with same samples, and you don't know if it just happens. Some people hear a sample and they're like, I'll release it first or whatever, and stuff like that happens. But probably being paranoid, but probably better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
But do have some other bits in the works, some other interesting aliases and such working on during lockdown, so we'll see what happens with them.
Oh, do you? Okay, so how many aliases do we have on our hands?
Well, at the minute, I only release on Fallon.
Yeah.
But from the start, I think it was, I kind of had like 2 before Fallon
Okay.
that I released on. One was kind of like SoundCloud era, free download era, just give music away. Then the other was kind of more tech house techno, like really heavy techno. Though that was a weird phase as well. Went through a heavy techno phase.
Yeah.
And then kind of came back to kind of houseier tech house with Fallon.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just kind of suited me better.
And where's the name come from? Fallon.
It's actually my second name.
Oh, okay. That's such an unusual name. Enda Fallon.
Yeah, it's very, very Irish name.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, it's very Irish. But yeah, it's just there's as well with a lot of Irish families, there's a lot of kind of history.
Mm-hmm.
Just with the Irish history, there's a lot attached usually to second names in Ireland. So just with my family history, I don't know, I wanted to like kind of make Fallon like a proper name, like make it a substantial household name. So
Well, you should
hence
do a
choosing
house Irish tune. Like one of them, do a remake of a very...
an old Irish tune.
Yeah.
Could
Why
do, actually.
not?
Might not be a bad shout.
Exactly.
Have to find the right one.
Find the right one. Griff will be like, oh no, this is a nightmare. How am I going to clear that?
I'll probably just fly back to Ireland. I'll be able to clear it, and like I'll probably just find someone there, and I'll clear it in a day. It'll be
Amazing.
fine.
That's amazing. I think because I actually did a gig. I did the Taste Festival last year. And I think it was like my first experience like drinking in a pub, in an Irish pub. And I went in and I was like, I'm in Ireland. I loved it. I was so happy. And then there was like an old folk band in there playing all the songs. I was in my element. I was like, this is just incredible. It sounded so good. And there's something so uplifting about that music and happy and just makes you want to dance. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
That's your next single.
the next sound.
The next sound. Change an old folk tune.
Yeah, we definitely do pubs well.
Yeah.
If we do anything well, we do pubs well. Have you tried Guinness yet?
Yeah, and I loved it. With a bit of
That's
cranberry
good to
as
hear,
well,
good to
which is
hear.
nice.
Oh, mad.
Yeah, but the thing
Don't
is...
do that.
Oh, really? Is that not good?
I don't do that. Oh, I don't know. If it tastes good, yeah, do
So,
it. But I've never tried that. I've never heard of it.
It tastes so different in Ireland to what it tastes like in London. Don't know why.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. It's
But
like that's a very big thing for Irish
it's a
people.
big thing. And when I tried it, I was like, I don't like this in London. In Ireland, I was like, this is amazing. I could drink this like water. It's so easy to drink. It was so fresh. But apparently it's because it's like of the time that it's in the barrel or something. It's so fresh over there, or they're trying to explain to me.
Jay actually filmed a thing of his Sunset Sessions. It's kind of like a weekly thing he started over in lockdown of DJ sets. And he filmed one in the Guinness Storehouse.
Yeah.
And oh my God, the pints there were amazing. Like we got to do the tour and all. It was only in August, actually. It was only quite recently, just kind of before winter kicked in. And it was amazing pint.
Was
the
it?
Best.
Yeah.
The best I've ever had was a Guinness pint in the actual storehouse.
It's just, I literally loved it. And I was just like, wow, I could live here. It's a beautiful place. I did stay in a haunted house, though. A haunted hotel. It was an old...
Wait, was it known to be haunted? Or...
Yeah, it was an old children's school, but like a church that had an adoption, like adoptive kids in there, like kids that didn't have families from like the 1800s. And I could just feel this weird energy. I was like, this is so weird. So I asked the receptionist like 2 nights after having some freak out. And she's like, yeah, we get it all the time. And I was like, you kidding me? And she's like, no. And it was literally, you walked down a corridor and then you open these double doors and it goes into the church. It had like a chapel inside this hotel. And it was just so weird because they had pictures of like... the Star of David was on one of the pictures, and then you had like a Christian a cross on another. It was very weird, and I didn't even notice that until after I started to have these weird sensations that somebody was watching us, and we were all entertainers because we were playing there like a big band, and obviously we're quite theatrical anyway, but it was just 5 girls screaming, going, "Oh my God, what the hell? This is so scary." And we don't know,
I'm not surprised.
Maybe they like were drawn to us because it was an all-girls school and we were all girls that were performing in Ireland. And we were like, oh, this is weird. Yeah, and so that
you
was...
had no idea
we had
going there?
We had no idea until we did the history of it, and then I found that out, and it kind of made complete sense. But I never wanted to stay in that hotel again. It was scary.
I thought you maybe had intentionally gone over.
No,
like one of those.
It wasn't. It was.
Places.
We were booked for the Taste Festival. I was the DJ, and then we had like a live sax, violinist, percussionist, and a singer. So there was 5 of us, and it was an absolute. I was so scared. I was shaking every night, and we ended up we had 4 double beds in different rooms, and in the last night we ended up all in one double bed together because we were that scared.
Mad.
Like all of us girls, in our 30s as well. It wasn't like we're 30-year-old women
Just had enough.
in this room
Couldn't
being
take it anymore.
Yeah, so it was a very fun experience. But oh my god, it's been amazing speaking to you. Finally, I got you on. I tried to get you on series 1, and you were so busy you couldn't do series 1, and I'm so thankful you did series 2.
Off my feet. Yeah, thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to.
It's a shame we
chatting.
couldn't see face to face, and we did it face to face. But we ended up in a random second lockdown.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. Would have been nice, Tobacco Dock would have been fun, but
it's
just
a
the way it
beautiful
is
venue.
At the minute.
Yeah, have you been there before?
I've never been.
No,
I've never been. So I was kind of looking forward to it, but Paris and the lads had their say, so
yeah. Well, you're more than welcome afterwards, because once the Rattle is back open again, I'm going to be straight back there making music. They have 3 studios inside the Rattle at Tobacco Docks, and they have a live space as well, so you can and you use all the equipment there as well. They have tons of pianos, weighted key Yamaha keyboards, and it's endless the amount of stuff that they have there. So it's definitely a space I should show you, because you're going to fall in love with it. And maybe become a member.
For sure.
Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. You never know these days.
Yeah. Anyway, darling, I'll let you go so you can create some great music. But thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Mwah. I will see you soon.
Right.
Bye, darling.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
That was Fallon. He is amazing. How fun was that? Last week I cut off too soon, so I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. He is amazing. And next week we have the incredible Selena Mastroianni. I can't pronounce her surname. That is not good. I need to do that before next week. I've worked with her on a couple of projects beforehand, and she's a huge vocalist for all the biggest house tunes at the moment. And she's recently done a brand new tune as well. Let me see if I can quickly play it. Selena Mastroianni, I think. But yeah. So she just released something on November the 6th. Sacrifice. Haven't heard that yet. But Is It Real? She released. And it's already had 5 million plays. Let's check this one out really, really quickly before we log off. If you guys can hear it. Listen to that voice. So she's going to be here next week, next Monday. Fallon, it was amazing to have you. You are insane. You are absolutely insane. And thank you so much for joining me. And we're going to get you into the Rattle soon. Mwah. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you soon.